Alright, welcome to Tribulation 5/15/2011. Today is Tuesday, April 3rd, 2012. Tonight in the skies, hopefully they'll clear up because Venus aligns with the Pleiades. What does it mean? If you want to check out some interesting stuff, go over to Operation End Times, to the Venus conspiracy. You know, the covenant of the morning star. But in the meantime, the world continues to spiral downwards into chaos. Yesterday, just about 50 miles from where I live, I'm down here in San Jose, California. Up in Oakland, some freak, some Korean dude, blasted 7 people because he was upset that he was called names, perhaps. You know what? There's no justification for doing something like that. I was watching our beloved president, Barack Obama, give another speech this morning, and he's been saying all sorts of stuff lately. Like what he said the other day with the Mexican president and the Canadian Prime Minister just slamming the Supreme Court. That didn't sit well with me. But, our president, what I love about him is, doesn't matter what the hell he's talking about, like his style, like as far as being an orator, I don't know if he's a great communicator, but it's obvious what he does. It's the first thing he does, no matter what he's talking about, is he paints a picture, he builds a frame, a box, and he says, this is how it is. This is the truth. This is how it is. Like as if, like, we don't know how it is. I'm going to tell you how it is. Here's a box. And then he basically says, before he lays out whatever it is he's actually talking about, he says anybody that goes outside that box, they're extreme. Like they're not even thinking straight if you're outside the box. Great way to engage anybody. Like to me, America is about, that united we stand. But, when you start off whatever it is you're trying to present that way, here's a box, and if you're outside of it, you're a lunatic. The other thing our beloved president does is he's very comfortable, kind of rewriting history, just saying that, once again, this is how it is, and like whatever he says, you're thinking, man, that's not how it happened. And then he seems to be comfortable just rewriting laws. It's however he sees laws. That's how it's right. Because he went to Harvard. So he's actually above the Supreme Court justices. He's the end-all, know-all, and be-all. But he's more than willing to create laws, break laws, whatever. He doesn't seem to even break a sweat. There doesn't seem to be any check and balance with our president. Like, to me, I just see, like, his powers. Like, he sees his powers that, he should be given more power. And you know what? His Kool-Aid drinking followers and the liberal media, they want to give him all the power he can handle. Of course, our president, he loves to do the blame game. Somebody else is responsible for things. And, of course, he does the us, them, and them is, the people who are thinking outside the box, if you're outside of his frame. But there's very little we in anything he's doing, because the we he's talking about is the people that are inside his box. If you ain't inside of it, you're them. But, the mainstream media, they totally back him up to the hilt, and it provides a legitimacy for everything he's doing. And, the truth is just getting harder and harder to find. And you know what? Right or left, Republican or Democrat, it's kind of the same, because that's why, to me, we're just living in a day and age where it's like, man, most people are either just walking around not giving a shite, kind of with their head in the sand or delusional, or you just don't care, or you're part of the machine. Like I don't care what's going on. I'm just going to keep voting Democrat, or I'm just going to keep voting Republican. Because I was born a Republican. I'm going to die a Republican. I don't know. So anyway, couple of things to note. I'm going to be putting up a fourth blog of the Venus conspiracy, and I'm trying real hard to get something out there, but man, this thing is just so big and huge and complex, and there's so many dots connecting, you know, it's hard, you know, like I'm still just doing tons of research and trying to get a handle on, you know, the Venus conspiracy, but I'm going to get part 4 out there on Operation End Times. In the meantime, you know, part of the whole Venus conspiracy is that our solar system's undergoing change. You know, the activity of the sun, that we're going into a heightened period of activity. There seems to be some kind of correlation to the Earth and the magnetic shield, and every time the magnetic shield of Earth gets whacked by whether it's the sun or, some people are saying, like the intruder, Planet X, Nibiru, but when the magnetic shield drops, it seems like we get crazy weather, earthquakes, and volcanoes. You know, so there's a connection there somewhere. But, you know, there's been all sorts of change in our solar system. You know, Jupiter got hit back in the 90s by the Schumacher-Levy 9 comet, so we've seen it right in our lifetime. But, you know, a story breaking just recently, you know, 2 stories. Venus was getting shredded by all these cosmic storms coming off of the sun's coronal mass ejections, but also on Mars they've spotted some kind of a storm or formation. They don't know what the heck it is. It could have been a meteor impacting Mars, but it kind of came over the horizon of Mars, and it was huge, but it dissipated. But the point being is that there's stuff happening out there in our solar system, especially if there's some kind of intruder coming through. But either way, it's the age we live in, you know, the end of the Mayan calendar. Something big is happening in 2012. That's what, you know, most people think. And of course, the extreme weather all around the world continues. Flooding, you know, drought, volcanoes boiling up all over the place, earthquakes all over the place, you know. Here in San Jose, you know, we got another beautiful day, 66 degrees. You know, we've had these like really high altitude, light, wispy clouds. And, you know, I just want to end this blog on a positive note. You know, that's how I normally do. Like, hey, think positive, get your tribulation on, you know, help somebody. And, you know, despite all the doom that's right there in front of us, there's just as much good stuff that's right there in front of us, you know, because what we're going to experience in 2012, you know what, it's a yin and a yang, you know, so you just got to make sure that you are riding the good side as much as you can. But, you know, me, I'm not, you know, even though today's 4-3 and Venus is aligning with the Pleiades, I'm not looking for signs, but I'm just going to be real with you. You know, I walk my dogs every day, so I'm out there kind of enjoying it. It's sunshiny, but there's these light, wispy clouds. But man, all of a sudden I'm seeing like a circular rainbow, a halo around the sun, and it's a rainbow. And, you know, I've seen halos like around the moon and maybe even around the sun where they were kind of like cloud halos, but I've never really seen such a cool rainbow as part of the circle around the sun. So anyway, I was about halfway through my dog walk, and I walked as fast as I could to get home. I was thinking, man, by the time I get my camera, that thing's going to be gone. But you know what? I got my camera out there. I snapped a bunch of photos. I'm going to be looking at them, you know, today. So if I can post something up to this video blog and to my other blog just to show you. But you know, it was either a circular rainbow or for some reason, like the bottom rim of the circle, like underneath the sun was the most visible part of the rainbow, so it almost looked like a reverse upside down rainbow, because most rainbows go the other way, you know, like where they're touching Earth. This one was going around the sun kind of halfway like a cradle, you know. And you know, I'm not looking for signs, and I'm not saying it means anything, but I'm taking it as a positive sign, because, you know, that's part of the Venus conspiracy, is the power of love coming to Earth in a big way, you know, where it establishes a new power paradigm, you know, that we all end up using, because, you know, what we got going on today with the pyramids of power is just, it's leading to doom and destruction, and that's what we're all witnessing, man, the chaos. But there's an other side to it if we can step up and, you know, learn to love one another. All right, hey, that's the positivity of the day. I'm gonna go get my tribulation on. We'll see what happens. All right, everybody, take care of yourself out there. Keep on rocking.